the differences between shared culture based on the values of the Bible, the values of our founding fathers, the history that we bring back Greece, Rome, all of this history that we have in the United States that really fused and formed what our country is, and how special that is, and what a project that is, and whether it matters that we keep it going. And my contention has been, and I call it multiculturalism. Jason's talking about tribalism. I think it's the same thing, because I think the multiculturalism project puts you on the pathway to tribalism. Jason Whitlock, what do you say?
Yeah, here's my problem with multiculturalism. All cultures are not created equal. And
Yep.
we have to have enough common sense, enough biblical understanding to understand that all cultures are not equal. And so when I think of hip hop culture, I don't want to be around it. I don't want to live next door to it. I don't want to be in an environment where people are cursing and calling each other's names and promoting all kinds of sexual deviance. And so it's this culture, multiculturalism, that allows any and everything into your country, a country that you sacrifice for. And we're seeing people come into this country that have no interest in adopting a traditional American biblical culture. They want to just come over here and benefit from American freedom, American capitalism, and all the opportunity, but they don't want to assimilate at all. I've been making this point for many, many years. Take my father, who's now passed away, one of maybe my favorite person on earth when he was here, him and my grandmother and mom. But my father was racist. Just quite frankly, he was racist. He grew up at a time where he was mistreated and he did not like white people. But here's the truth of the matter. I never saw my dad mistreat a white person who treated him with respect. I never saw my dad really mistreat anybody at any time, but in particular, he did not like white people. But I saw white people come into his bar, the Masterpiece Lounge, Jimmy's J Bar J, and anybody that treated him with respect and adopted to the culture in the Masterpiece Lounge, my dad's bar, Jimmy's J Bar J, my dad's bar, they all got treated the same and well. And that's indicative of, there's a lot of people that claim that they're racist, but the reality is, if you exhibit values that they share, they're going to treat you great. If people, when you move into a neighborhood and you don't play your music too loud, and you supervise your kids and they don't run wild, and your son isn't trying to get in bed with their 12-year-old daughter or whatever, and people just might, and they keep your grass cut, no one cares what color you are. What their bigotry disappears. And I saw it with my father. I've seen it with white people. If you adapt, and present a culture that they respect and values that they share, no one cares about color. And that's the beauty of Christianity, because Jesus defines for us a way of behavior, a culture that is inoffensive to any right-minded person, and is allows you to connect with any and everybody. I moved here to Nashville 5 years ago in 2020, and I moved away from Los Angeles. And I wanted to get away from Los Angeles because the place was crazy, and they were celebrating George Floyd, and you had to hate Trump if you lived in L.A. I moved here to Nashville into Tennessee because I wanted to be around people that shared my worldview, and everybody has treated me well that shares my values regardless of color. That's, again, it's why I lean so heavy into a biblical worldview, and because it brings people together. And a lot of these other cultures that are very tribal, and have a different set of values and have different norms, that it's just incompatible with law, order, and a structure where it's safe
Now,
for young people to have the kind of childhood that I had an amazing childhood here in America, and I was poor. an amazing childhood.
Yeah.
And we're
No,
denying that to these young people today, and it drives me crazy. It's I
now,
think
Jason,
God, go ahead, I'm sorry.
before we only got a couple of minutes left. I
Oh,
do have to ask it because the biggest one of the biggest differences I think now is also we had the COVID experience, but we also have the experience of so everyone's locked in their houses and stuck on their phones, right? So you're locked in your house, you're stuck on your phone. Do you think that the rise of, we started talking about the online, sort of squabbles. Do you think the algorithms, do you think social media, does it drive this tribalism?
yes, without question. And we're less connected. We think, hey, we've made the world smaller, everybody's connected by their phone, but not in a real way. When people are dating through text messages or DMs on a social media app rather than calling. Again, I'm old enough to remember when there was one phone in the house and you'd call a girl and you'd have to hope that their mom or dad wasn't on the phone or their brother and sister. It's just
Well, that
the
was a rite of
connections were more
passage when you
real
called
and
and
you
the
used
dad answered. You remember that?
yes, yeah, and but the
You had to make it
connections were
past
real
dad
because you
first.
had to put effort. You had to put real effort into connecting with people, and then you would connect with people. And everybody would meet at the mall. Shopping malls used to be a big deal, and you'd actually be face to face with people that you're connecting with. And now it's all over on. It's all done online, and it's not healthy. It's not. It doesn't bring us together. It actually divides us.